One of the greatest practical lessons that I have discovered when I see two rivers flowing is illustrated in marriage. You see, marriage is like two rivers merging. When I conduct a marriage ceremony and I look at a couple standing in front of me, a young lady and a young man, both coming from two different worlds altogether, different backgrounds, different temperaments, different philosophies of life. But when they stand at that marriage altar, they are coming there as two streams willing to merge together to form a wonderful free-flowing river. And as the couple stands there with all their hopes and all their dreams, when they merge together and say, I do, and leave that altar, while people throw confetti and flowers, and in the midst of all the hugs and kisses and smiles and tears of joy, I as a pastor know one thing for sure, that this couple is going to experience a most chaotic period of their life in the first few years of their marriage. You see, marriage is like two rivers coming together, coming from different parts of the world. And when at that moment of clashing, like Lake Victoria Falls, like the falls itself, when two rivers merge, at that point of merging, there is thunderous crashing and there's chaos, because coming together is a very painful experience. But as long as the rivers remain together and committed to stay together, and you look further down that river that has merged, in spite of its chaos, you would see a beautifully free-flowing river. Marriage is like this. The first few years of marriage or in any given relationship is always full of turmoil, because we have to give up in order to get. For some, this period lasts a few years. For others, if they are lucky, a few months. Marriage is a journey and a road at the same time. As a road, marriage takes many turns. And on this road, while we enjoyed the journey, there are many potholes on the road, many warning signs. And if we heed it well, we can enjoy a free-flowing river. There is more to good communication. There is more to conflict resolution. There is more to a positive attitude for a successful marriage. And when I consider a river, I realize that God wants to illustrate to us one factor that would make all our relationships so beautiful if we would only take the lesson that God would want to give us. Giving birth to a marriage is similar to two rivers coming together, and the soul of our marriages need nourishment. Like yeast in a loaf of bread, spirituality helps our marriage grow and rise to the heights that God wants it to reach. Without it, it would fall disappointingly flat. But no single factor in all marriage counseling that would contribute to the success of a marriage more than the aspect of forgiveness. When researchers wanted to find out what are the attributes and characteristics of good marriages, one of the most important characteristics that was discovered is faith in God and spiritual commitment. Now, marriage is closer to the nature of God than any other human relationship. As a bridegroom rejoices over his bride, the Bible says, so will God rejoice over you. Marriage reveals God's faithfulness. And within the marriage circle, it is God's intention that we remain faithful to each other as husband and wife. These relational aspects of marriage is more clearly understood when we live it out as if God is living his life in our marriage. If marriage is like a river, a free-flowing river, in the beginning it is chaotic. In the beginning it seems as though you want to give up, you want to come out. It seems as though two worlds are crashing together. If marriage is like this, and if this is your experience, I want to encourage you today to hold on. Just stay where you are. Focus your eyes on God, committed to your marriage, and you will discover that it is possible to have a free-flowing river after a while. One of the aspects above conflict resolution, above having a positive attitude, above communication strategies, one aspect that would really take your marriage to higher heights is what we learn through a river, and that is the aspect of forgiveness. A river only flows in the present. There's no past to a river. All that a river has is the moment that it finds itself in. To live with unforgiveness in your heart in a marriage or in any other relationship, to live with unforgiveness means to stand on the bank of the river and watch the river flow by without you enjoying the water that flows so freely right in front of you. Forgiveness releases you from the chain of the past. When we choose to forgive others, the person who benefits the most is we ourselves. We unload our burdens when we choose to forgive. And when we experience the forgiveness of God in our lives, we can freely share it with others and allow it to flow out to others. An unforgiving spirit imprisons you, whereas a forgiving spirit releases you, liberates you to enjoy all that God intended for you to enjoy. Yes, forgiveness does not change the past, but forgiveness has a divine attribute of enlarging the future. When we get back, we'll discover what else God wants us to know.